Last time Lean had an emotional crisis and got over it quickly because it wasn't important and it was stupid and dumb.
Oh, it's nice that they're letting us... Oh, no, they sped up through everything except the dance.
They paid good money for that. Why does it look like a heart on her back?
We talked about how she has a human heart on her backpack as her backpack before. I found it funny. Oh, you can actually speed it up. Cool. I'm still counting this as the third time we've heard this song.
Can I get a Magic 8 on Amazon?
Yeah, I feel like you can very easily, but it won't be
For all the cocaine?
It won't be filled with cocaine. That's the
Then
problem.
why bother?
Oh, good. You're okay.
Somnium.
I looked into your
I don't
dreams.
even know what that word means.
I looked into your dreams, Leon, using a special device. All I saw in there was...
Fake gobbledygook fucking
I
noises.
love Kizzy. I love you. That's it. Nothing important.
You want me to pick that lock? I said I ain't gonna do that. I already told you. I don't unlock things no more for anyone no house.
I would ask you how you get home and open your door to your house, but you don't have a house. You live in the park.
Yep, I keep it unlocked like a disgusting commune.
Oh, I never thanked you.
Thank me.
You open the staircase locks.
Oh, that's no big deal. I love opening locks. For me, it's like opening a pickle jar. It's not like it was a massive moral crisis of some kind for me to open this, and I had to completely turn my back on everything we just learned about me in the sink.
It turns out you were very easy to trick.
Use your VR powers. Oh, that's just a leg.
It's the other half of the body that's been missing.
Oh.
What?
That's Mizuki.
I know.
That's not what we're here for. We're not allowed to look at that. The warrant says nothing about this.
We don't have a warrant. We're just here.
Mike, what's that called?
Yeah.
A warrant?
No. When you're going in
Mike
looking for
is
something.
checked out of this game.
Something in. Oh no, we're still.
Yeah.
Oh, that's definitely a mannequin.
I don't think it's a mannequin, but it's definitely a bald man. I guess we get to. I guess we get to do stuff with the corpse now. That face.
Synthetic skin made
I'll say it
from
doesn't
cheap-
look human.
often used for skin transplants for burn patients.
So there's no way of telling who this person really is by their face.
Oh, the guy in the freezer had like a scar on his face.
Yeah, same
At the
thing.
very
Yeah.
least, it appears that terror got to them.
It's Two-Face. It's Harvey Dent.
Yeah, it's Harvey Dent. Yeah.
The
We
cut
solved
section
it.
is identical to the other victims.
And Ryuki's like Batman. It all makes sense. Yeah, she's got twin tails. She's like Harley Quinn.
Ken is basically Bane with how muscular he is.
Yeah, he's Bane. Yeah. What if this has just been a sociological experiment to see how close they can get to Batman before us realizing it all? Which would mean this person was in the Horridori Institute basement too.
That would be the case. Estimated time of death is February 10th, midnight.
So he's
Noon.
So he's technically the
Noonlight.
first victim then, because I think. When did-
like, no one cared who it was, so I put on the mask.
Yeah. When did Fury die? I guess he also died on the 10th then. Okay. I guess these two both died at the same time.
What's our homeboy doing anyway? Our original detective.
Ryuki?
Is he like shooting at innocent people and they're like?
So
"Don't
if you
wag a finger at him"?
recall, that is correct. That is, as far as I know, where he's been in this route. In the true route, he's Terra's bitch and is working for him now.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot
Yeah,
about that.
but we haven't gotten a resolution of that, and we don't know where he's been in this route.
He was like reluctantly though, cause he kind of help us out after he betrayed us.
Not really. He betrayed us because Tama, for some reason. Because he said he'd delete Tama, and that was enough for the bitch to... Because the bitch fell in love with his AI or something. That's when...
Yes. Jin's left half that was found at the stadium had the same estimated time of death.
That's what I thought, too, because all these other deaths have been like a day apart. Interesting.
So this is what, an extra Jin piece?
Well, we found both halves of Jin, presumably.
Yeah, they were walking around. They talked to us.
Well, but we found...
They said, hey, bitch, I'm not dead. I'm terror.
Well, we still don't understand that, but we found the left half of Jin's
yeah, so
body.
this is just another fucking body half of his, another extra.
Well, we found 4 halves of his body then, which doesn't make sense unless, again, there's
2 of them were
cloning.
walking around.
There's cloning or there's something else going on. Or also, again,
Well, yeah,
we
they
don't-
talked about that,
well,
right? The gene stuff.
There wasn't cloning involved in that.
Well, the ability to, like, rewrite the DNA of an adult human.
Well, but we don't know that means that he could turn a person into another person.
I thought that's what the implication was with all of that.
It might be. I thought the implication was he found a way to make it so that by rewriting the DNA you could reverse the aging process or something like that.
Yeah, they were
or-
all hardcore about the immortality thing, but
Yeah.
like,
So I don't know yet. I guess we'll dive into that more. I have no idea what's going on. You and me both, Mizuki. Oh, this is totally beyond me.
I am also at a loss. But it is our job to make the incomprehensible comprehensible. What do we need to do to accomplish that?
Figure out who the fuck this is. Find leads.
What is the biggest lead that we have right
The
now?
dead body that we could easily start running DNA sequences for and do stuff with. That's
It's Shoma?
Oh, it's
Oh,
finding
that's
the
what she was
file.
Looking at... Oh, the file again, right?
Yeah.
Guess whatever she was looking at was really important. Something she didn't want anyone to know. Hey, I remember that line.
Tokiko's file.
We should look through it now. That is the reason we came here, after all. So they've totally
Okay.
rebuilt this area, but they think the file is still going to be around?
That I don't fully understand either.
This totally looks like the kind of place where you'd hide like
But
a
where
file,
would
right?
where would there even be a file?
The filing cabinet. Where else?
That's fair. Why am I not looking at the filing cabinet, Rob? That's
I don't see a
crazy.
filing. It's there. I don't see you looking in a filing cabinet. You're looking on a filing cabinet. Wait, what? Wait. Oh, torches, of course. Burn it.
Well, let's ask Lee, and he's in the corner. Nope,
No.
not the answer.
He just keeps seeing dead fucking half dead bodies.
Wheel of morality, turn. Wall? Yeah, okay, here we go. Yep, it was safe in the wall. It's a hidden safe!
Just as Shoma said.
The safe is in the wall.
Is there some kind of mechanism that slides the safe into the wall?
Like what?
Switch, button, input device, panel on the ground.
Well, hopefully we can just do it in a cutscene. It's not we have to do detective mode. Yeah, okay, just use
A
a
sneaky
pipe.
puzzle
That works.
where we have to
Overkill.
shoot lasers all around the whole building.
I'm glad they just used a
Hey,
pipe. I
what
didn't
are you
want to do
doing?
more work.
Yeah, right.
It was getting annoying to do puzzles, so here we go.
It's time for VR detective.
The VR detectiving was her smashing it open, saying, "Fuck it, we're not doing the VR detective thing." 'Cause the last
What?
one we
Do you
did,
smash apart
the
Rubik's
last one
cubes
we
to
did
rearrange the
was-
colors?
the last one we did was very bad. Whatever, it worked, didn't it?
Escape room operators would hate you.
That's fair. In any case, even I don't think I can get the safe open.
Then,
Right. Hey, Leon!
yeah, quit being a bitch. Yeah, I got it.
He just keeps getting pushed back into the world of crime.
It's open.
Okay. There it is.
That the file you were talking about?
Probably.
I'm glad I could help, but I do not want to know what's inside. I don't want to get involved in any more trouble.
He just walked back over to
I'm
the corner.
going.
Yeah, okay.
I'm even covering my eyes. Now, Mizuki.
Yeah. I turned the page on the file.
It is a printout from a PC. It begins like this. Everything is here for the Frayer, Tokiko Shigure.
So Tokiko wrote this?
Yes.
What does she mean by Frayer?
Unknown. Let's keep reading it.
I opened up a random page and read it.
Tumors on the right side of the body. I only discovered these symptoms when he was 5 years old. He was taken by the Furue family, yes, but he is my son. I spend all my days thinking about ways to save him. Then, Chikara reached out to me with a way to save Jin. When I first heard his idea, I was mortified and angry. His plan was this: kidnap a child with DNA as close as possible to Jin's and transplant their organs as needed. The very idea made me tremble with fear and trepidation, but thinking about my son, I reluctantly agreed. Chikara began traveling the country to collect DNA samples from children in orphanages.
You know, the low security orphanages like I went.
Exactly. After a while, he found a child with the exact same genotype as Jin. Uru Somezuki. He was 6 years old and held at Iowan. Late at night, Chikara and I broke into the facility, shot him with tranquilizers, and took him away.
Feels like you could have just lured him with candy, but sure, okay, that works too.
The transplants happened for years, more than a decade. From Uru's right half to Jin's right half, and ultimately the right half of his face as well. All the while, Uru was under Chikara's complete control. He was held captive in the basement of the Institute, like an animal raised solely to be Jin's donor.
So he's not actually Jin, he's Uru.
I see.
I guess so. So he's not actually Elon Musk. That's kind of
Oh,
a little
wait.
bit better.
The terror guy?
Yeah,
I went to go see Uru many times.
because this is where he lived. We were at his house.
Somezuki Uru.
Yeah, okay.
I see.
Yeah.
It may sound hypocritical or contradictory, but I felt sorry for him. Uru desired my love and attention. He looked up to me, even though he knew I was one of his kidnappers. I told him about the teachings of Nyes. This world is not real, and therefore your pain is not real either.
And that's a good
You
way
bitch.
to do it. Yeah, exactly. Your pain's not real. Pain's mental. You know, yeah.
Stop being a bitch.
Uh-huh.
Power through.
This is what everybody, orphans, have to go through. All orphans go through this.
And then you tell them, you get in there and play harder than the other team, and you'll win.
Exactly, yeah.
And if you didn't win, it's because you didn't play hard enough.
Uh-huh. God loves Michael Jordan 6 more times than Charles Barkley.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
His eyes sparkled with intensity as he listened. He wanted to be useful to me one day, not like Charles Barkley, so he began studying.
Charles Barkley's a bitch. Thank you, Shaq.
Over time, my doubts and guilts rose up inside me. Suicidal ideation became impossible to resist. One fateful day, I slit my wrists with the intention of ending my life. Fortunately or unfortunately, I failed. I wavered between life and death, but eventually I got better. And I was blessed with a revelation. This world is only a simulation.
That's how it happens.
I, of course, already knew this truth, as it was central to Nyes' teachings, but in that moment, I truly understood the meaning behind those words. As I learned of the great deception that is this world, I lost all emotion.
There's more, but it would take a while to read everything, so I decided to
So
give you
much
a break.
bad guy monologuing.
Yeah, I skipped through the pages so Iva could scan everything.
Got it. Scan complete. I have already processed everything written in there.
Thanks. But why did you show up all of a sudden?
I thought it would be easier to talk like this.
Rather than have the villain monologue, I'm going to have Rob monologue as Iba now. Yeah, half-face transplant.
Right. The tumors appear on the skin as well. Ultimately, it reached the right half of Jin's face. When I say right half, I mean from Jin's perspective. The tumors covered the whole right side of his face. Those were all removed, and afterward the skin of the right half of Uru's face was transplanted onto Jin.
Why didn't they transplant the whole face?
The left half of Jin's face had a unique percent-shaped mark.
A percent-shaped mark?
After Chikara left Nyes, he became a follower of a cult called the Order of Percent.
We've talked about that before.
To them, the percent mark had a special meaning.
I forget who... the mark of full percent is a holy sign of the creator. That woke Mike up.
Whoa.
Yeah, Mama's voice will do that.
Chikara would not dare remove such a sacred mark from Jin's face, which is why he left half of Jin's which is why the left half of Jin's face was left untouched. Within the file were photos of Jin Furue and Uru Somezuki before the transplant. This is what Jin Furue looked like. Oh my god, exactly like Elon.
Exactly like a Japanese version of Elon, yes.
Classic South Japanese of African Eon.
What?
Elon. I understand you want to say something, but please let me continue. Next is Uru. This is what Uru looked like. The famous one. Why is he the famous one?
Well, because very clearly they did stuff, yeah. Okay, I don't get any of this.
I understand you are confused, so allow me to condense the information. After the transplant, Jin looked like this.
The right half of his face was Uru's. The left half was the original.
Untouched to preserve the percent mark.
Wait, so we saw the right side of his face, which was not that.
Huh.
Wait.
Is Uru's body the other body we found, or the other half body we saw? Does that look like that?
I think so. What happened to Uru after he lost the right side of his face?
The part of his face that he lost was then covered by a chitinous material, a synthetic skin.
So this is the one we saw in the last route, because we only saw one half of his face. So it is Uru we saw.
And we just saw the right half right there.
Yeah.
So the left half was probably Uru in the freezer?
Unless Chikara found a way to combine halves that he was bitching about the whole time.
He was bitching about it.
Artificial skin?
Correct.
Or it could be a Date's skin face mask thing, too.
Yep, actually, it's me, Kaname Date.
Well,
I bet you were surprised.
We learned that the technology exists to, do stuff to faces to make you look like somebody else, so...
Hey, listen!
Chloe decided to wake you up, Mike. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's startling. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, sorry.
No, that's fine.
Uh-huh.
The corpse is Uru Somezuki.
How can that be?
Technically, half of Uru Somezuki.
Where is the other half?
You already know. Oh, right, that half.
Yeah. The left half of the corpse at the stadium on the 10th.
Did we ever zero in on
That
the whole
was Uru
robot?
too? Huh?
Did we ever zero in on the whole robot transporting the body?
No,
No.
but I don't
That
think that
never
matters
came
right
up
now.
again.
There's a
It
lot
might
that
still.
hasn't come up again that I'm sure is going to come up in the final chapter.
Yeah,
like
just
that
like
guy who
boom, boom,
shot at
boom.
us. Who,
Oh
you
my
know.
god, that's right.
Yeah, there's a lot that's well, there still needs to be explained how the bodies have been preserved for 6 years too. So there's still some stuff that's going to have to be figured out here.
Maybe the effect that continues after death.
Yeah, that was Uru too?
Yes. And of course, 6 years ago, on February 10th, the body found at Divida was Jin Furue's right half. So, this and this are two different people.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, that's really fucked up.
It is easy to understand why the mistake of thinking they were the same person was made. Their faces are identical.
Besides the fact that if you put the two of them together, they'd make a real person.
But that is not the only reason.
Uh-huh.
When the body was found at the stadium, the DNA sample used for comparison was DNA taken from Jin's organs. The corpse had lost almost all of its blood, and the body was extraordinarily damaged by fire. Therefore, the DNA samples had to be taken from the organs found at the scene. And because those were originally taken from Uru, it of course follows that they match.
That's how the two bodies were determined to be the same person.
Yes.
Okay. What about Jin's face in the media?
Edited by using a mirror image of the right side of his face.
That is the other thing, too. I was reviewing the footage. He apparently has never shown his face in public, so that's the reason why. Which was I also found was weird and stupid then, too, but yeah.
I see. And so they're just doctoring it because he looks so fucking weird.
Yeah.
Jin never appeared publicly. The photos were all provided by him.
Okay. Jin Fury.
As it indicated in the file, Jin Furue was Tokiko Shigure's son, and his father was...
Chikara Horidori. Nope, it's the masked woman. Never mind. 37 years ago, when Tokiko was 23, she became pregnant with his child. So the child the masked woman was talking about was Jin. About the slicer.
What, were we just talking about the father, though?
We sure didn't answer that. I mean, we knew it was Chikara because we've talked about that. Yeah. Tokiko was fucking around with him when she was actually probably with the Fury family then.
Let's see, fucking around with him, doing that thing.
Yeah, we still don't know how So Sejima fits into this because he also is somebody's dad too.
Yeah, I mean, he's always someone's dad.
That's true too.
Often.
Yeah.
Lots of alimony coming from that man.
That also needs to be explained too, because Terror basically showed up at his house, called him a bitch, and then fucked off.
So who's the masked woman?
We still don't know who the masked woman is either. That's another piece. We presume it's Mizuki from the future still, but I don't know.
I'm not presuming that at all.
That's what me and Mike have been thinking this whole time.
That body was not part of the HB case. It was already in the basement. Mike, Chloe is eating your hands.
I don't know
She
why.
is, yeah.
Chikara must have been experimenting with different procedures before deciding on organ transplants.
Who's just being friendly?
Therefore-
She likes you.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm used to dog kisses.
I don't know, like cutting two bodies in half right down the middle. Then you combine the left half with one of the right half of the other. I don't know why MoMA showed up to tell us that, but okay. Combining bodies.
Yes. It seems Chikara was attempting to combine the donor's right half with Jin's left half, which is why there are two slicing machines.
How would that even work?
Glue, it wouldn't. Which is why he came up with the organ transplant idea. It was far more realistic.
Sure. Are you having a good night, Chloe? Yeah.
Now we know who Terror
But we
is.
knew that 5 timelines ago.
Well, no, actually, we didn't know who Uru Suzumaki was. That we didn't know.
Oh, I see.
Because it actually is Uzu Suzumaki in the other route, I'm guessing, because we only saw the right half of his face, which is Uzu Suzumaki. So, the diary in the basement of the Horodori Institute, Terror definitely wrote it. Because what you missed while you were asleep, Mike, is he was a 6-year-old that was at the minimum security orphanage that they kidnapped and basically tried to cure Tokiko's child by using him.
Try to cure Tokiko's child.
Tokiko's child had half-body tumors, which was a thing that made his body covered with tumors, and Tokiko was concerned he was going to die. So basically, rather than try to find a cure for that disease, they simply took all of his organs and everything else, and brain and everything else, and put it into a different body. That was the body of Uzu Suzumaki.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, So we still don't know the full details, though. That's basically a quick version of it. The diary in the basement of Horodori Institute, Terror definitely wrote it.
It was Uru being kept there.
Terror was Uru.
Undoubtedly.
But Uru is...
So the random orphan person, who from the orphanage remembered this person? Did
that was
somebody
the
remember them,
nurse.
make friends?
The nurse knew who he was.
Okay. Yes, he is
Yeah.
no longer alive.
Uru died February 10th this year. What about the other victims? Who killed them?
Unknown. Okay, so who's still alive? Who's still doing weird shit?
Yeah.
In this part in the timeline, we haven't seen Tokiko or Jin alive, right?
No, I haven't seen either of them alive yet. No.
So okay.